Well, first of all, we've already started a training stroke trials process to identify the most talented players in Pakistan. And once we identify those 20, well, for starters, it's the enthusiasm of playing, it's the passion, it's the practice. You can't get to being great at anything without the practice. Right. But to do that, put those hours and hours and hours of practice in, you need to have a love for the game, you need to have an enthusiasm, and that's what we need to create. We need to get football in the news, we need to get people playing, get that enthusiasm, and then I think it will... Well, I think first of all, it's important that if you're looking at the future of Pakistani football, then you've got to be looking at youth. There's no magic wand. You can't turn a 20-year-old person that's never played.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाजरीन, एक ख़बर गर्दिश कर रही थी कुछ अरसा पहले कि माइकल ओवन पाकिस्तान विज़िट करेंगे। माइकल ओवन एक मशहूर फ़ुटबॉलर हैं और वो पाकिस्तान विज़िट क्यों करेंगे ये वो बताएंगे, अपनी ही ज़बानी ख़ुद ही बताएंगे, इसी वीडियो में ही बताएंगे। लेकिन वो पाकिस्तान क्यों आया, पाकिस्तान क्यों विज़िट किया, ये कुछ अरसा पहले की ख़बर है कि पाकिस्तान के एक स्पोर्ट्स डिपार्टमेंट ने उनसे रब्ता किया और पाकिस्तान ने पहला ये रूट लेवल पे एक स्टेप लिया कि पाकिस्तान फ़ुटबॉल लीग भी होनी चाहिए। पाकिस्तान के वो नौजवान जो फ़ुटबॉल का शौक़ रखते हैं, जो अपना टैलेंट दुनिया को दिखाना चाहते हैं, उनके लिए ये पहला स्टेप है कि उन्होंने माइकल ओवन को बुलाया, वो पाकिस्तान आए। उन्होंने कल ही आर्मी चीफ से भी मुलाकात की, कुछ आला ओहदेदारान और भी हैं जिनसे उनकी मुलाकात होगी और इस प्रोजेक्ट को आगे लेके जाएंगे। वो इस प्रोजेक्ट के एम्बेसडर होंगे और वो इसके लिए मज़ीद क्या प्लानिंग्स रखते हैं, क्या ख्वाहिशात रखते हैं कि वो पाकिस्तान फ़ुटबॉल लीग को किस लेवल पे देखना चाहते हैं, ये सारा कुछ वो ख़ुद बताएंगे और इसी वीडियो में बताएंगे।
Well, I already know that there's a passion from the said people that you meet for sport, for opportunity in Pakistan. To give my experience, to give my knowledge, to give my enthusiasm, then that's what I've committed to. We've already set out some programs which are already taking place, that have been taking place over the past few weeks. And I know that a lot of people that you just mentioned have already been impressed by what's happening. So I think we're going to get a lot of support. I hope we get a lot of support. I hope you guys and the press and the general public are very supportive of something that we're trying to do. It's bringing investment into Pakistan. It's bringing, hopefully a nice news story and hopefully a serious proposition for the future. So I can't really see any negatives, and certainly all the things that I've heard so far are positive. Yeah, and that is the point. I mean, we can create things now to get people interested in playing, and that's the first thing to do. We have to get people that are passionate about football, that want to play football, that have got friends that want to play football, and then all of a sudden it starts moving. We're creating things at the top level whereby people are very excited and it's going to be newsworthy, and hopefully we get 1 or 2, 3 or 4, 5 or 6 Pakistan players in the European leagues in the near future, in the coming years. That would be amazing, because that would give everybody a lot of belief that Pakistan can create players. Beyond that, as you rightly said, it's going to be a decade until we see the real fruits of our labour in the Pakistani national team. Let's say, picking up a 10-year-old now, you've got a very good chance of making a footballer. Absolutely, why? I don't see any reason why not. The population is there, the enthusiasm for sport is there. I don't see any reason why not. It just needs a new structure, and once that structure is in place, I can't see any reason why Pakistan won't be, a force to be reckoned with in future years. But it's going to take time. Well, for starters, it's the enthusiasm of playing, it's the passion, it's the practice. You can't get to being great at anything without the practice. But to do that, put those hours and hours and hours of practice in, you need to have a love for the game, you need to have an enthusiasm, and that's what we need to create. We need to get football in the news, we need to get people playing, get that enthusiasm, and then I think it will start snowballing. Well, I think first of all, it's important that if you're looking at the future of Pakistani football, then you've got to be looking at youth. There's no magic wand. You can't turn a 20-year-old person that's never played football before into an international play. It's just impossible. So we have to create a lot of different layers in this. We have to create aspirational figures. We have to create things that people feel like doing, getting up and doing the here and now. So we're creating a trial system.
Role models?
We do. We have to create role models. We have to create targets and a path, a clear path for people. So what we're creating at the moment is a trial period whereby 20 of the best Pakistani players can move over to Ireland and potentially get a professional contract. But beyond that, we have to try to create something whereby young people, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds want to pick up a football. I know cricket is very popular out here. Cricket's popular in my country. We play golf, we do boxing, we do cricket, we do rugby, we do football, we do lots and lots of different. So it's not trying to change or not trying to swap sports, but we need to have a clear plan. One at the top end where it's it's the here and now where people can look to improve, but also create a program for younger players as well. Well, first of all, we've already started a training trials process to identify the most talented players in Pakistan. And once we identify those 20 players, and there are already UEFA coaches on the ground here in Pakistan coaching and searching for those talented players. Once we identify them, then of course they're going to get given an unbelievable opportunity to go to Europe, to try to make a career out the game, to try to improve their already their talent that they've already got in football. So that's the immediate. That's something that's quite exciting. That's something that I'm sure the Pakistani public will see. Wow, 20 players going over with the potential of playing professional football. I think that's quite aspirational. I think it's very exciting. However, just to do that alone, I don't think is going to turn the fortunes necessarily of football in this country. So there needs to be other things, which of course we are working on as well. Well, I asked the question, how can't it? You've got 220 million. We've only got 70 million people in England. In Pakistan, you've got 220 million, and a high percentage of those people are young people. So I asked the question, how can't there be space for not just one more sport? There could be space for lots. As I say, we have opportunity in England to play lots and lots of different sports, loads of different sports. And inevitably, football is the most popular in football. It's most popular around the world. And I'm not here to try to change people's minds to say, oh, prefer football than cricket.
पाकिस्तान फुटबॉल लीग पूरे मुल्क के नौजवानों के लिए एक ख्वाहिश थी, एक ख्वाब था, लेकिन अब इसका इत्तेहाद एक वर्ल्ड क्लास स्काउटिंग प्लेटफॉर्म से हुआ और ये एक ऐसी कंपनी है जो पाकिस्तान के इस फुटबॉल टैलेंट को न सिर्फ पाकिस्तान में बल्कि पूरी दुनिया को दिखाएगी कि पाकिस्तान में भी फुटबॉलर मौजूद हैं। बिल्कुल PSL की तरह कि पाकिस्तान के सुपर लीग के पहले मैचेस भी पाकिस्तान में नहीं होते थे, लेकिन वो इस कामयाबी के इस लेवल पे पहुंच चुके हैं कि पहले उनके जो मैचेस होते थे वो मुल्क से बाहर होते थे, लेकिन अब पूरा सुपर लीग जो है, पाकिस्तान सुपर लीग जो है वो पूरे पाकिस्तान में होता है, तकरीबन डिफरेंट सिटीज़ में होता है और ये पाकिस्तान सुपर लीग की एक बहुत बड़ी कामयाबी है। सेम इसी तरह पाकिस्तानी चाहते हैं, हमारी गवर्नमेंट भी चाहती है कि पाकिस्तान फुटबॉल लीग भी इस लेवल पे पहुंचे। पाकिस्तान फुटबॉल लीग के लिए पाकिस्तान की ये एक परसिस्टेंटली कोशिश है, एक मेहनत है कि वो पाकिस्तान फुटबॉल लीग को बिल्कुल पाकिस्तान सुपर लीग के लेवल पे लेके आए, जिसके लिए उन्होंने माइकल ओवन से रब्ता किया। माइकल ओवन पाकिस्तान आए। अब इस प्रोजेक्ट पे आगे किस हद तक बात होगी, ये कामयाब होगा नहीं होगा, ये किस लेवल पे जाएगा, कहाँ से स्टार्ट होगा, ये वो सवालात हैं जो कि हम फ्यूचर पे छोड़ते हैं। पाकिस्तान में ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट करने की सलाहियत मौजूद है, पाकिस्तान के नौजवानों में भी ये टैलेंट मौजूद है कि वो दुनिया को अपना टैलेंट दिखाए। हम उम्मीद करते हैं और दुआ करते हैं कि ये प्रोजेक्ट भी इंशाल्लाह कामयाब होगा और इंशाल्लाह इसमें मज़ीद अच्छी पेशरफ्त होगी। नाज़रीन, आपने माइकल ओवन का पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू सुना कि वो फ़ुटबॉल के लिए, पाकिस्तानी फ़ुटबॉल लीग के लिए क्या इरादे रखते हैं। اس کے لیے وہ ان کی کیا ڈٹرمنیشنس ہیں، یہ ساری چیزیں، ان چیزوں کو ہم فالو کریں گے، اس پوری سٹوری کو فالو کریں گے اور جو بھی اپڈیٹس ہوں گے انشاءاللہ آپ تک لے کے آئیں گے۔ اگر آپ ہمارے چینل پہ نئے ہیں اور اس سٹوری کی اپڈیٹس بھی آپ دیکھنا چاہتے ہیں تو ہمارے چینل کو سبسکرائب کریں، بیل آئیکن بٹن پریس کرنا ہرگز نہ بھولیں تاکہ آنے والی ویڈیوز کی نوٹیفیکیشن آپ کو ملتی رہے۔ اللہ حافظ۔